To subscription box or not? That is the big question. Join me while we discuss the pros and cons of a crochet subscription box. Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about subscription boxes. Do you know what a subscription box is? Because I sure didn't when I began crocheting. It is a box of goodies, either crochet or knit, that you order and it arrives once a month, and inside it has a whole lot of goodies that I'm going to show you, and also discuss the pros and cons of these boxes and who I think they might be suitable for at the end of the day. Also, I keep forgetting to tell you that my name is Jill and I'm located in Australia, so coming to you from down under. All right, let's get into these boxes. When you receive your subscription box, it's very exciting to open up and see what is inside. First up is the pattern booklet, and it has lots of inspiration and has a pattern for each level: beginners, intermediate, and advanced. So they cater for all crochet levels, and you can also have a go at any of them if you've just got the time and the patience to try and work out the patterns. You can always do what I did when I learned to crochet. You can make a start at a pattern that you find more advanced than you would normally use, and then when you get stuck, just go straight to YouTube, find out what you need to know, and then keep going. Now, the other thing in the back here is details for their Facebook group. So if you would have these boxes delivered once a month and you would really love to not just do it on your own, you'd love to share your work and talk to other people doing the same projects, in fostering a really nice sense of community. So that happens in their Facebook group called Hooks and Needles. Next up, we have the stuffing for the amigurumi bunny. We have his eyes, a pair of scissors, oops, and I had 2 hooks. I'd since given one away. You get a little canister of tea, and I'm really sorry, there is no way I could drink that. It just smells far too much like plastic for me. You get your yarn, which is also very pretty. Now, they are my projects I made. You also get a chocolate or 2, which didn't come with my box, but who knows why. Now, what I made with my subscription box was this really sweet little basket and these coasters, which you can cinch up like that and pop them in the little basket. Okay. And because I had lots of yarn to spare, I made this one as well, which is also very pretty, except it doesn't stand up under its own weight. The next project I made was this really pretty garland of flowers. I did it just for fun. I also had a go at making this little flower, which looks like a gorgeous rose to me. So that is what I've created from this subscription box so far. And I'd say this is where it will end, because I'm going to talk to you more about this in our pros and cons session. I also received the Hooks and Needles knitting subscription box. And the first thing you see when you open is this lovely project booklet, which again offers beginner, intermediate and advanced patterns. Do we have a crossword at the back? Yes, we do. And it actually has lots of tips and tricks, style information scattered throughout the booklet. In this knitting box, you can see my project that I made. I received 3 larger balls of yarn, 2 circular needles, cotton fabric if I was to make the pillow, and little buttons to go with that too. I also did get the little canister of tea, but you know, they forgot to give me my chocolates. That's not good. I love chocolate. Anyhow, let's move on. Now let's talk about the pros of the Crochet Subscription Box. Of course, it is super convenient to have your box arrive with everything that you need to create the projects that are within. It's exciting. It would be such a lovely surprise to open up to find beautiful yarn and patterns that you had no idea were coming. You can learn lots of new techniques that are offered in these patterns. You can try out lots of different yarn and notions as well. The subscription boxes would be a really lovely gift for one of your yarny friends. Imagine receiving that for your birthday. How lovely would that be? Now, if you're someone who crochets and enjoys the sense of community that we have in our online world, Hooks and Needles has their own Facebook group. So how lovely would it be to create your projects and to share them with other people doing the same thing as you? A lot of us are here for those reasons, to have purpose in our life, to make and create things, and the sharing is just as much fun, sometimes more. Okay, and we all know what a great stress buster crochet, knitting or any craft can be as we lose ourselves in the zone. So these subscriptions certainly encourage that. The other pro that I've got written here is the small projects. Now I'm going to come back to that one in the cons section. For some people, small projects are wonderful. If you just like that quick win, if you're not someone like me who loves to make big things like blankets and wraps and shawls, this box is for you. It offers you lots of small projects that are manageable and you can finish them fairly quickly and have that lovely sense of achievement. Now we're going to go on to the cons. And I'm afraid I have to be brutally honest. Is that okay? Because I'm going to. Hang on a tick. All right, let's get into the cons of the Crochet Subscription Box. First and foremost to me, and I'm not sure if I'm alone or I've got lots of people who feel the same way, is the cost. I did a conversion rate from US dollars to Australian, and it turns out with postage that this box is $65.44. Now, bit of that, 2 hooks, some yarn, tea, chockies that I didn't get, and this booklet is $65. Now, from where I come from in life, $65 is a fair bit of money. So for mine, I find that too expensive. And I know that these things cost, everything costs money. There's probably no way they can make them any cheaper. But for me, that's too expensive. That's 785 Australian dollars a year. And I know, look, I have yarn. So instead of subscription boxes, I have my yarn of choice, all of which is, or nearly, allocated a project in my mind. And yes, there's well over $1,000 of yarn sitting there. Okay, so $7.85 a year, but I'll be using this yarn for more than 1 year. Too expensive for me. But for some of you, it might be very doable, and that is what you might enjoy. And I can respect that too. Now, the other issue I have with these boxes is the collection of too many items and notions and hooks and scissors, because each box gives you what you need for the project. So you could end up with 12 pairs of these in a year. You know, what can I say? I don't like waste for waste's sake. And I know, look, you can probably give them to lots of people, but the scissors aren't the only thing. The hooks, the fact that I was given 2 hooks instead of 1, and then you would get more hooks with every box. It's like, how many hooks can you have? Especially if you're like me and you have hooks that suit your health issues, for example, like my Clover or More hooks. I don't want these other hooks. I don't want to have to, throw them away. I just could not. I guess I could send them to the op shops and give them to other people, but there comes a point in time when it would become overload. That's just my opinion. You might feel differently, and that is a-okay as well. Now, the smaller projects. I had that as a pro because for some people, smaller projects are great and they thrive on it. You've got to just look at all the YouTube channels. There are so many people following and loving the channels that make smaller projects, making plushies and amigurumis. And you won't find that here with me because I love blankets. I just love them. I don't know why, I just do. They're just everything to me. Wraps and shawls as well. So I, and anyone like me, wouldn't want to have all these little trinkety projects hanging around that, for one, I'm not going to use because that's not my style. The colours aren't my colours that I might have in my home. I would say that I can't gift these because the people that I know would not like them. They wouldn't appreciate them or enjoy them. It's just not their thing. So I might send them to the op shop as well in the hope that someone might love them. So the multitude of smaller projects for me is a con. Yes, I love to have a quick project in between blankets every so often if I'm starting to feel stale and I need to achieve something fairly quickly. But on the most part, that's a no. Different people, for different reasons, would really love small projects. And I understand that. Just not for me. Now, these boxes that come once every month, I know that some people have backlogs of boxes sitting there not used. They haven't got to them. So there's $65 just sitting there in your cupboard. I guess you'll get to them at some stage. Let me know how you feel about this. I think this is a very controversial topic and I can feel that lots of you won't feel the same as I do. All right, so there's not too many cons, but they're pretty big ones. Price, the collection of too many hooks and notions, and too many small projects hanging around. And I don't want them just shoved in a corner in my craft room. If I make something, I actually want to use it. I'm a bit more pragmatic than that. I've got plenty enough things sitting around as it is, so I just couldn't take any more. Okay, so that's my cons. Let me know in the comments what your pros would be and what your cons would be. In summary, these subscription boxes are not for me. I am flat out like a lizard drinking. I tell you what, I have so much on my plate. There is no way I could take these on and enjoy them. They would be a stress for me. However, someone who's not making blankets all the time, on Instagram all the time, making videos, all sorts of things. I am just so busy. Someone who's not busy like me might really appreciate these boxes to turn up and give them projects to do and things to learn. I won't say that they are or are not great for beginners because they have a beginner level pattern in each box. And while you're there, and if you've got the time, you can have a go at the intermediate and the advanced pattern, because you can just flick between the pattern book and YouTube videos to figure out how to do things. So it would be a great learning process for a beginner. An intermediate would whip through these patterns, and of course so would an advanced. I actually think an advanced crocheter may get a little bit bored, maybe, because they would whip through the patterns and probably know most of the tips and tricks that are mentioned in here. Now I can see how wonderful these boxes would be for someone who is isolated at home, can't go out much, maybe not so well, you know. It would just bring joy to their day, especially when each box arrives. Would these subscription boxes be great for you? Let me know. I'm okay that they're not for me, and I'm even more okay that they are for some of you. I would love to hear the reasons why, because I'm sure they are, otherwise they wouldn't be in existence. So if you can afford to have that lovely surprise arrive once a month, and then make up some super cute little patterns, then subscription boxes are for you. Please don't take any offense at what I said, because the way in which we crochet is individual to our own needs, and we all need to respect each other for that. So if you want to enjoy your subscription boxes, you go for it. You dive in and you have the best time. I just know that they're not for me. Okay, so I thought this would be an interesting little topic to listen to and figure out the pros and cons of subscription boxes. And this one you can only receive if you live in the United States of America. So check it out if you think you might like this. There's lots of information about it online. Okay, I'm heading off to do more work. I will see you really soon. Until then, take lots of care and bye for now.